So welcome to the Season 7 Marvel Rivals tier list. We're going to be ranking every single character in the game. Yeah. Let's get this, man. Alright, starting off with Angela. Angela did get some changes. She is able to pull longer, but I believe something changed about her. I don't know. I think it was just a net neutral buff and nerf. Which sticks her in A tier. It's a dive meta, if you guys haven't heard. And Angela is straight up dominant on some maps and will absolutely stomp your toes in. She's a great character and she's going in A. Captain America, I haven't seen a lot of since the animation cancel change and them giving him more damage. I'm going to throw him in B. I believe he's a solid character, but there are better. Speaking of better, Deadpool. This is the best tank in the game, guys. He gets his ult super quick. He walks your backline. He goes pop, pop, pop on either your Luna Snow or your Rocket or your Mantis or your Loki. Or whoever makes it through, he will just absolutely dominate them, and it's not fair. No, this character takes quite a bit of skill, but he is awesome. Best tank in the game for sure. Next up, we have Strange. Again, dive meta, and Strange don't really mesh well together. Not that you should be even walking out with Strange. Save him for Portal always, but he just really struggles into this meta and kind of doesn't do too hot. Emma Frost, I'm throwing in B tier as well, but this is probably going to be the tail end of B. She's really just a mosquito. She doesn't get charge on anyone besides maybe Groot, but even then I believe Groot wins that matchup, and with another character that's ultra strong right now, which we'll get to. Yeah, no, this will be really, really interesting. I want to see where Emma can go. Groot, S tier, second best tank in the game. These two are the two kings up top, in their Vanguard throne. Ironically, none of them really dive besides maybe Deadpool, but he's more of a brawly, like, flank tank. But yeah, those are the two kings in tanking right now. But a person who got a glow up was Hulk. Hulk, because of the changes, is absolutely striving right now. And by golly gosh darn, is he really, really good. He's really, really, really good right now. You kind of need to swap everyone to dunk on him, but that's where the counter comes in. You can't really swap everyone to dunk on these two. You can swap everyone to dunk on these guys. And that's where the threshold is for S tier. And also, these two get banned quite a ton, and it allows Hulk and Angela and other people in A tier to sneak on through. Next up, Magneto. This might piss a lot of people off, but he's at the very top of B. Yeah, Mags changes. He's a lot more self-sufficient. He only gets really one save per fight. It is what it is with him. He's a lot weaker than people give him credit for. I'm not saying buff him. He's in a good spot, but just the meta does not favor him, and he's been kind of getting power crept by other tanks. Penny Parker. I know this is a complete dive meta, but she's still D tier. She's awful. She sucks. There's nothing good about this character besides a couple of points. Rogue. I lied when Emma was bottom of B. This is the bottom of B. But I say bottom of B very tentatively because one, meta change and a correlating buff with Rogue, which I think they're gonna give her next season 7.5. Rogue might run this game to the ground with how strong I believe she's gonna be in upcoming seasons. But as of right now, there's just a lot of tanks that do a lot better. Like this guy, Thing. I'm putting him in A tier because of the meta we're in, the dive meta. Yeah, he shuts that down real well, except for the tanks. He's not really good into tank dive, but Thing is really, really strong right now just due to the meta. And Thor. He's also going in A. You want a flank watch? You want a guy that can brawl, dive, do anything besides really poke, but you can kind of do it? Thor's a demon, and we always get these Thors that are just awesome at the video game. Yeah, but Thor's really, really strong right now. I'm throwing him in A. Alongside his buddy Venom. Venom's hyper strong right now because of the meta that's happening right now. But I also think his ultimate is really slept on, and his kit's really, really good. He doesn't die, he outputs a shit ton of damage, and he really takes over games. He's really, really good. I like Venom. And that's where all the Vanguards rank up in my mind. I didn't do them in order, besides maybe B tier. But just, these guys are all interchangeable here on A tier, and then B tier, these guys are all, like, it goes up and down. With, of course, Tank Pool being the best in the game and Penny being where she is. Next up, we got the Duelists. I'm going to start off with Black Panther. It's just, you know, it is what it is. He's going to dominate Diamond and below, and then once you hit GM, people figure out that you can hit one button on thing and he falls over. Yeah, Panther, enjoy your time in C tier. Black Widow. A lot of people are putting her F, and understandably so, because this is a multi-dive season, but with the ult changes that came on recently, the neutral game became a lot better, and so did Triple Strategist and another character that does give this character a breakpoint. I'm putting her in B because she's very niche, just like Penny Parker, but can really be lethal in the right hands. Yeah, I'm throwing Black Widow in D tier. Oh boy. Blade. Blade is an annoying pest that doesn't die, but also doesn't kill anything. I'm thinking bottom B, top of C. I don't know. I'm gonna throw him in B tier. Blade is you know, he's a very interesting one. More data needs to be collected, but from my experience, he just doesn't die and he doesn't kill until his ult goes off. Which, if you want to call him an ult merchant in this ult economy, in this neutral game, go right ahead. Actually, that being said, I'm gonna throw him in C tier. He's just very, like, okay, which is way better than where he was. I thought he needed a complete rework to being a tank. But I'm glad to see the Rivals devs are now finally giving this character some love. He just needs a little bit more. Daredevil. You know what? Daredevil, a lot of people probably put him in S tier. I think he's an A. You know, Daredevil doesn't really move the needle, like, ultra too much. He's very counterable is what I'm trying to say. He's very strong. Yeah, I'm throwing him in A tier because he can run the actual fade and, you know, can take over a lobby, but, you know, there's characters that shut him down, and he doesn't just carry all throughout. DPS pool. You know what? What a glow up. I put him in D, C tier. You know, he's at the very bottom of B. I think this character has a lot of potential because of the ult. Again, he walks in and kills someone in your backline in the very first fight. He's almost like old Ultron when Ultron was pretty good. Where he gets his ult first and then goes and kills someone. And that's where he gets all his value from. So, DPS pool, you're doing a solid here. Elsa Bloodstone. This character's banned almost every game. This is probably the second best DPS in the game. Yeah, Elsa's going in S tier. There's no really much to be said. Her neutral game's still insane. She might have lost some overshield. I don't know. The buffs seem negligible at best. She still runs my fade. Yeah, Elsa going in S. Enough said. Hawkeye. Hawkeye is going to go in C tier. Just because, bottom of C tier, by the way. Just because the one shot still does happen. If that makes any amount of sense. The ability, I think, to one shot is very, very strong without a team up, or without another factor going in. So Widow needs Mantis to one shot, but Hawkeye can do it by himself. he turned into a very big brawl character, but there's just better brawl characters. He's going in that meh tier. Hela, oh, what a fall from grace. Hela is going in B. The nerfs to her range and her damage is kind of rough. She's still a 2-shot hit scan at closer range with the stun, so she does have value. I'm not saying she doesn't. She has potential to pop off. It's just a whole lot harder too. So I'm throwing Hela in B. Johnny got a buff, but I also thought he was very slept on last season. I'm going to throw him still in the same category I had him last season, which was bottom of B tier. He's really interesting. Watch out for these flyers, because once dive gets gone and the flyers come in, we're going to keep going in that cycle, or a fantastic brawl meta is going to come through. But you know, Johnny has a lot of work, but he has a lot of potential. That's why I'm throwing him in B. Iron Fist. This meta completely favors him. He jumps in, harasses your backline, jumps out, heals, jumps in, harasses the backline, jumps out, heals. There's just a lot of what he can do right. He's also in the category of the dive characters that I think can legitimately 1v6 if you're good enough. Yeah, Iron Fist going in that A tier. Next up we have Iron Man. Iron Man's probably going in the top of C because of the flying aspect of his kit. He is less vulnerable to dive, but he's very shootable. He's very counterable. Iron Man, good change. It brought him up from D tier, I believe, but he still has a little bit more to go. Phoenix is going in bottom of A. She's kind of fallen off just a tad because of the meta. Her being 250 HP is helping that a lot. 250 HP for Phoenix is just, it's fair. You're the glass cannon. You're still a 2-tapping hit scan with an iframe and a stun, and a better ultimate than Hela. There is a clear separation now between these two, and Phoenix is just solidified herself as the second best hit scan in the game. Next up we have Magic. I think Magic's really strong right now. Due to meta, she did take a little bit of a hit. She was arguably S tier last season. I'm gonna throw her in A. She's pretty good. She's pretty good where she's at. She's also in that classification. These three are in the classification of characters that I think can just 1v6 at any given moment. They're really good. They're really, really, really good. These three are awesome. Next up we have Moon Knight. Moon Knight's still very walkable, and with Loki getting banned a whole lot more, his value goes less and less and less. Moon Knight going in B tier. A lot of diamonds and below are not going to like that. But Moon Knight is just not that great. You can walk on him and he blows up. Mr. F. Mr. F's going in the bottom of B tier. Decent anti-dive. Does a lot of he does his thing really well, which is just be lard on the DPS role. He doesn't really go down and harasses. He has CC. He's just a really good anti-dive right now. There's better, but he's going in that bottom of B tier. Speaking of better, we're talking about the best anti-dive in the game, which is Namor. I'm struggling to either put him in S or A. I think the meta really does favor him, but he can be vulnerable. I'm going to throw him in very top of A. He does shit on a lot of dive characters, and Namor is really strong right now because they buffed his neutral, and now because of the ultimate charge change, he does get a whole lot more value out of those squids and out of the 2-taps that he can do. He does really, really, really well. Yeah, it's a tier list. Next up we have Psylocke. Psylocke's real fun right now. Meta does favor her a lot with it just being straight up dive. I'm gonna throw her in the very bottom of A. She has a lot of potential to carry, but can be shut down really hard by other characters above her. Unfortunately for Psylocke, but good changes, good buff to her neutral kit, and I think she's in a really good spot, and the dev shouldn't touch her ever again. Honestly, she's most balanced it's been since launch. Next up, we have Punisher. My eyes have been opened up wide. The shotgun Punisher is here, and it's a legitimate anti-dive weapon. You know, Pun is going S. He's really, really good. He's really strong right now. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Wanda, because of the meta, she's going in D tier. Yeah, I said it. she's risen from the ashes of F, and she's now anti-dive. If you can pull out a form of anti-dive in this season, you're okay. You're okay in my book. Now, the character comes with a lot of flaws. It's very, very easily... She's very easily countered in every aspect of her kit, but she provides constant tick damage, and, you know, she's Wanda. We all know where she lands. Next up, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's feasting right now. Yeah, he's going in A tier. A lot of follow-up because of the meta change. If you haven't noticed, it's a very dive-heavy season that I think is running the game right now, but we used to have some few outliers. But Spider-Man is just, he's feasting right now. He's really, really good at where he's at. And we saw it, he was B tier last season on my end, and now he's A tier because of the meta shift. They don't really need to touch him. He's in a fantastic spot. Speaking of someone who's not in a fantastic spot, it's Squirrel Girl. She's awful. I've been a Squirrel Girl believer up until season 6 or up until season 7. She does an anti-dive. She's very vulnerable. The only time you ever pull out Squirrel Girl is if you're getting spawn held with like triple tank and you need a bunch of damage to push out. You used to run also Squirrel Girl into Groot, but now that Punisher's just awesome, she's just become really obsolete and really bad. Yeah, RIP Squirrel Girl. Get sent to the farm. Next up, we have Star-Lord. The ult merchant is not S tier because of the ult changes. He does have decent neutral gain, and of course that ultimate is awesome. But it's really reliant on how fast you can get it and just kind of be a hornet in the backline. Using your boosters, getting in and out, engaging, finding a health pack, and just getting in and out, in and out. Yeah, Star-Lord going in A tier because of the meta, but on the lower end. Watch out for Storm next season. If Dive gets heavily nerfed, Storm is going to become a problem. I think she's low A, the lowest of low A. But I'm very, very surprised that Storm's not getting at least a little bit of love. Storm's crazy right now. Watch out for Storm. These flyers are about to go nuts. Bucky fell off hard. I had him at the best character in the game, or not in the game, but best DPS in the game last season. Oh my brother. One, if he gets banned a lot, that's when you know you're about to get touched by Dive. But two, his damage reduction really took a fall off. This character is actually the most balanced he's been since he's been power crept, and I think he should stay this way. It's a crutch for a lot of people. It's gonna upset a lot of people, but Bucky B tier. That's where I'm at. Next up, I think this is the best character in the game, Wolverine. With Invisible Woman's not being the best at the game anymore, with the boosted season last season, with the supports yelling for Peel, and also Invisible Woman getting banned more often than not, Wolverine runs fucking Fade. He shits on these two. He shits on every single one except for Thing and Thor, and maybe Venom. He shits on Mag. He shits on Cap. He shits on Doctor Strange. He shits on Rogue. It's a little bit more of a fair matchup for Emma Frost, and shits on fucking Penny Parker. This character is Satan personified. This is the best DPS in the game. Fight me in the comments if you if you disagree. And that is the duelist portion done. Next up, we're going to the strategists. Now, Adam Warlock. I put Adam in D tier because I thought the character had a B tier kit, but the players all sucked. My eyes have been opened since I hit Eternity. I found a good, like 2 or 3 good Adam players to where we can now build comps around him. However, I'm not going to put him in B tier because majority of Adam players suck fucking nuts. So I'm going to put him in the meh C tier, just kind of mid. The higher you climb, the better that character gets. And you know what? He's perfect. He's perfect just the way he is. Next up, we have Cloak and Dagger. I don't know why it's split, but they're both going in S tier. Double Terror Cape is terrifying, and plus the bubble. And it's not a lot of effort to get a whole lot of value. I wouldn't say you breathe and you get value out of Cloak and Dagger, but it's pretty damn close. It's not like one character will get to. Strat pool. The only really redeeming quality is you get a ultimate really fast in the new neutral. You need to run him in third support, but I won't lie. There's better third supports. He's going in D tier. He's not that good. Gambit, we all know he's a soul crusher. Best ult in the game. You know, still insane neutral kit. He just does everything. Invisible Woman, same thing. You literally breathe and you get value. Self shield is the worst thing to come to this game for this character. I don't love it, and I directly counter her. Yeah, she's really buns. I won't lie. Next up, we have my boy Jeff. The crazy thing is, I've been calling for Jeff buffs, but the season does favor him a lot. A lot. The ult's buns, but this character doesn't die. This character supports dives. He lives against dives. He's going in A tier. As much as I don't want to put him there, because I want the propaganda to reign true and say this character's dog shit so he gets more buffs, this character is going in A tier. Jeff's really strong right now. Ironically. Because Loki, also S tier, these 4 get banned a fuck ton. These 4 just get nuked out of the game. That really only leaves you with a couple of options for support. Now, Luna Snow, I won't lie. She's going in C tier. She's not that good. Not that good. She has 2 stuns with the White Fox team up, but we'll get to White Fox because Luna Snow, it's just, it's really underwhelming. It's really, really underwhelming, her kit now, into this meta. She will raise once it gets back to like a poke or a brawl. And she does get immense value out of her ultimate, her freeze, her clap. But it's so meh. There's better things out there. Speaking of better things, we have Mantis. A lot of people put her in A. I'm going to put her in S. She's the best third support in the game, where triple support is actually at its strongest, but it doesn't feel oppressive. This character breakpoints a lot of characters, so that means the neutral becomes a whole lot easier with Mantis on the board. You'll see her stockpiling assists like no other. And that's really the big one that you want to take a look at Mantis. Her healing is not the greatest. She has a lot of pick potential, but her assists in the neutral, because of this game's neutral, the more neutral aspect, because of the ult nerfs, this character is really, really strong. Next up, Rocket. Rocket's very interesting because I think he got worse, but I don't want to change his rating from A. Res is stupid valuable. He doesn't die, which is cool. Yeah, I'm going to throw him in A. The only reason why I'm putting him in A is because he just doesn't die. And having that constant healing is fantastic. Ultron. A lot of people are really high. Some people are high on Ultron. I don't get it. I think he's the worst character in the game right now. I get anti-dive and all that. He's so easily dealt with. Especially with Phoenix making it through a lot, and definitely Hela making it through. Very, very killable. I don't know. Maybe my eyes need to be open for him, but he's really just not. He's not it. He's not it for me. Next up, we have White Fox. This is the first dive strategist besides potentially Jeff. I think she might need a little bit of a buff on heal or neutral healing, but I like what she does, and she does it really well. She dives well. I'm gonna throw her in B. She's a solid addition to the support roster, and is definitely a unique strategist to mesh well with the already unique blend we have. And that's it. That's the Marvel Rivals Season 7 tier list. Now, tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me what you think in chat. This is what I got. This is what I got in my about 80 games of playing. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you.